with intense and previously unseen video, and in testimony from a documentary filmmaker and a U.S. Capitol police officer who suffered a traumatic brain injury.
I saw friends with blood all over their faces. I was slipping in people's blood.
6 Democratic and 2 Republican lawmakers made public for the first time their year-long investigation into the January 6, 2021 breach of the U.S. Capitol.
It was domestic enemies of the Constitution who stormed the Capitol and occupied the Capitol, who sought to thwart the will of the people to stop the transfer of power. And so they did, so at the encouragement of the President of the United States. The President of the United States trying to stop the transfer of power, a precedent that had stood for 220 years.
Trump was impeached in January 2021 for inciting that riot, just 1 week before leaving the White House. Lawmakers leading the congressional investigation, encompassing hundreds of interviews and thousands of documents, said they will go further, making the case Trump planned and executed a violent coup to hold on to the presidency.
President Trump summoned the mob, assembled the mob, and lit the flame of this attack. You will also hear about plots to commit seditious conspiracy on January 6th, a crime defined in our laws as conspiring to overthrow, put down, or destroy by force the government of the United States.
This first hearing focused on the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers, extremist groups with individuals who have been charged with seditious conspiracy in connection with the January 6th attack. Filmmaker Nick Kested testified about filming those groups that day.
I documented the crowd turn from protesters to rioters to insurrectionists. I was surprised at the size of the group, the anger and the profanity.
All but a handful of congressional Republicans have already claimed the investigation's results are illegitimate.
It is the most political and least legitimate committee in American history. It has used congressional subpoenas to attack Republicans, violate due process, and infringe on the political speech of private citizens.
But in 4 more hearings throughout this month, committee investigators said they would prove Trump made a coordinated, multi-step effort to overthrow the results of the election. With upcoming midterm elections deciding control of Congress, the stakes for making that case are high.
I think it was a clear, flagrant violation of the Constitution. I think these guys and women broke the law, tried to turn around the result of an election.
The January 6th committee does not hold any legal power, but can recommend prosecutions to the Justice Department. To date, more than 725 individuals have been arrested for their actions that day. Katherine Gypson, VOA News, Washington.